had just sold my car just to take my child back home. I remember when I won those awards, I was out of work.
You were not working?
I was very broke. I had just lost an apartment, a house, a car. A week. I mean, it's hard though.
Yeah.
It's a jolly buffet.
It's hard. Now, I didn't want all this. I'm 53 years old in this industry.
And you're still acting even till today?
I'm still acting even now.
My current situation has been the same, particularly since the end of last year, where I have lost my place of residence.
Bonke abantu be old school. Even aba bancinci oRebecca Malope nabo baphila ngeroyalties zabo. But now i-actor ayihloniphekanga eSouth Africa.
Because every single thing that I had built, I lost, and it was like one by one.
So guys, like really, I would really like my name to be cleaned out because it didn't work.
On the 26th of January 2025, Brenda Ngoli would completely shock the internet with a series of videos she would post.
Yes, Daba. Yes, liar.
I don't know if me and Ivana. Okay, so my mother has started screaming, into your I'm better. I just needed to share evidence that at that particular moment that I was nowhere near her. I'm nowhere near her.
In these videos, Brenda is clearly at odds with her mother, and it seems like she was suffering either from physical or verbal abuse. And she would detail in subsequent videos how she didn't feel safe around her mother anymore because she has a child. However, when watching these videos, one thing stood out to many people. One comment saying, not even one celebrity commenting or offering help. Yeah, no, we are on our own. This comment completely shocked everyone watching the video because it would gain 1,300 likes. And it raised a pretty interesting question. Why is it that a number of South African actors usually end up broke? These companies, these brands, these media productions make so much money in the background, but usually the actors who act within them end up either broke or completely jobless.
What's the use ukuthi ngibe famous kodwa anginamali yonke into ibheke mina ibond ukudla itransport isikolo yonke into
mayesebuyele ku TV uzobe sehambela phezulu
Africa asirespect artists I respect in this country.
And one comment would echo this sentiment even more. What happened, Gandhi, to this lady, one of the best actresses in South Africa? I pray you get another acting job. Something was clearly not right, because it was these videos that were the catalyst to one of the biggest discussions in South African media. And the dark truth would be revealed very soon, because on the 6th of April 2025, a bombshell video by the Sunday World podcast would completely expose the industry for what it is, because renowned actress Nandi Nyembe would reveal her truth in this
Veteran actress Nandi Nyembe, who recently went viral after an emotional video revealed her financial and health struggles.
Let's move on to the story now. Actress Nandi Nyembe has described her 53-year acting career as a roller coaster ride.
Nami I didn't want all this. Beqeda ukunikeza ubrand. All of a sudden sekuqhamuka umamnandi upheka kule industry mntanami. Bengenza how to ruin Christmas. Ngiyafika esetini akuna mahit. Akuna nendawo yokuthi sihlale sihleli ngaphandle. Kuyabanda. I got sick. When you buy flowers, ngasatha ngawalahla phambi kwami because really honestly, take me to the doctor.
And what became very clear is that all that glitters isn't always gold. You see, Mam Nandi revealing her distressing experience in the South African acting industry would clearly not sit well with people even watching the video, because one comment would say, what a legend. Mam Nandi is supposed to be a millionaire by now. After all her hard work, this is clearly not fair. Our government has failed actors and actresses, to be honest. However, one of the saddest comments would come from a lady saying 53 years in the industry but nothing to show. The sad part is that she's not the only one. This industry is playing with people's lives. Something is off about the industry. Now, hearing all of these different accounts from actors clearly stating how they've been unfairly treated, I decided to do a bit of digging. I decided to really find out how much these production companies make and how much they on average pay their actors. Because if we can at least understand how much these production companies are making, then that's gonna tell us if there's nefarious work at play. You see, on the surface, if you just take the biggest production companies like maybe Mzansi Magic or even Moja Love, something interesting happens. Now, while I do know that Mzansi Magic and even Moja Love aren't actual production companies, they do at least give us a litmus test into understanding how much money these popular South African shows actually make. You see, their net worth is something that's not really available to the public. This is because these companies are usually under larger parent companies that own these businesses. So in the example of a company like Mzansi Magic, its parent company is Naspers, and Naspers is a multinational media and technology company whose estimated net worth is around $40.84 billion, which roughly estimates to around 720 billion
Naspers
rands.
is a multinational media giant with stakes in internet businesses in emerging markets.
Fascinating story of how Naspers transformed itself.
Trading in Naspers shares has been halted and it's currently in auction.
So first of all, you've tried to diversify away from the emerging markets.
So we're definitely a growth company, right? So growth has always been in our DNA.
It's clear that a lot of money is being made by these parent companies. And we can also ascertain that Mzansi Magic themselves are making a ton of money through the media they've released. From Uthando Nesthembu, The Queen, Gomorrah, The Throne, Lockdown, The Herd, Ring of Lies, and many more. It's clear that they're not struggling financially. However, when you look at Moja Love, which is owned by Aubrey Dow, something here also becomes very clear, because the company's net worth is also not publicly available. And this is because Moja Love is actually in partnership between CIR Media and DSTV. And what this means is that their net worth is shared, meaning that if we also take some of their biggest shows, then it's clear to see that Moja Love is also not struggling financially. So why is it that these companies are doing so well, however some of their actors are barely making ends meet? Well, the truth is actually darker than many people will realize. You see, there are many regulatory issues in South Africa that contribute to the fact that actors aren't being paid as well as other countries. Whether it's regulatory weaknesses or even exploitative production practices, one thing remains clear, and that's the fact that there's not a lot of oversight into how these production companies are running the industry. You see, one big factor that many people don't realize is the lack of comprehensive labor protections and even standardized contractual agreements within the South African film and television industry. The truth of the matter is many actors work on a freelance or even short-term contractual basis, which leaves them vulnerable to late payments or even non-payments and a lack of benefits such as health insurance or even a retirement fund. The truth is there's no universal pay scale for actors, and while trade unions like the South African Guild of Actors do advocate for better conditions, the truth is their reach and even enforcement of power is limited. You see, you can have Moja Love paying their actors 30,000 to even 100,000 per month, but the truth is when they let you go, a lot of the times that's it. There's never residuals, and a lot of the times there's also never royalties. So when these companies let you go, they can continue to play your shows without you ever being compensated. And that's how they continue to make so much money while the actors suffer in darkness. For a lot of actors, a few acting gigs here and there, and for a while they'll be successful. However, that success is limited because after a while that tap runs dry and new talent rises up to take your space.
Post ama cleavage, post in, and then they have a lot of followers, right?
Yes.
So mina ngizovezela iphithanga leli eligugile kanje ngithi
So I've seen these young ladies sitting on the makeup chair with their phones.
They're live.
And they're like trying to be pretty on the phone doing a video call while the makeup person is trying to put your character together.
And that's how you can find that somebody who was successful just a few years ago is now begging for scraps on the internet. It's just the harsh reality of the South African media industry. And the truth of the matter is nothing is going to change unless the government ensures that actors receive residuals for the roles that they've starred in. Not only residuals, but also royalties. This is going to ensure that all mama like Nandi Nyembe don't have to still be looking for work well into their old age. age and that they can have a comfortable bed to lie on, knowing very well that they've put their hard work in. However, the truth of the matter is nothing will change until the government takes this issue seriously.